In the last episode of this Gambler 500 series, Franz and I announced that we are going to buy a junk car. We're going to try to turn it into something cool, and we're going to take it to the Gambler 500. Today, we pick a car, we buy it, and we even modify it just a little bit. We had an overwhelmingly positive response for those of you that wanted to get involved with this gambler build and either sell or donate one of your vehicles for us to build on the channel. So even though I don't have time to go through all of them, Franz and I are going to go through a few of them on camera, and then I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to go grab what I think is going to work out best for this series. Hello, folks. Today on Dirt Lifestyle, we are going to continue our Gambler 500 build exploration weird thing that we're doing.
Going shopping.
And that's what we're doing today. We're going to go shopping at the beginning of this video. At the end of the video, we're going to have a gambler car that we're going to bring back, and we'll talk about what our plans are for it. As of right now, we need to go through. Franz hasn't seen any of these. We're going to go through and talk about all of our options and stuff, and then we'll figure out who I'm going to call and who I'm going to give some money to. Mercedes Gambler Rig from Noah H. I think this. I don't think he wants to sell it though. I think he wants to donate. He'd get it back. Yeah. So he wants to get it back, which is a possibility, right? For me, I would prefer to buy a vehicle because it's so much less complicated, and I want to own it so I don't feel guilty about whatever it is that we do to it.
Steering wheel's in the trunk.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. American Motors Eagle.
Shut up.
It's
Eagle.
But he'll only let us borrow it. That's what sucks, because I would be so in to build an Eagle.
No, wait, aren't they four-wheel drive?
It's so sweet.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want to give that back, dude.
I know.
That thing is cool.
Dude,
I would fight him for like that at the end of the day.
Yeah, dude, it's so rad. Let's see here. We got Dodge Caravan Gambler build.
El Camino.
And this is a disgusting Dodge Caravan. For sure,
Yeah.
I would be into...
I'm gonna have to show you the picture. Like the one you're thinking of is exactly
That's
the
exactly
one we're
what
looking
it
at.
is.
Yeah.
You know? What's funny is the old crappy ones from the 90s would almost be cooler for a gambler build. Like these ones are almost too new and nice.
Yeah, like the square one.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people sending us stuff that say it needs stuff.
We're being really lazy on this one. I don't want to fix nothing.
No.
I want to put a bunch of just like Pet Boy stickers and magnets and hoo-ha all over
Exactly.
it. And just
build
gas and go.
We want to add to what is there, not have to fix things to make it a car.
We're not checking any fluid. We're not
For
checking
sure.
the brakes. Not looking at gauges.
Free van. And this is like, yeah, this is the kind of van that you would expect they would be giving away free candy in.
Like that van can't go 50 miles around a school.
I know.
Like, I don't think
for real.
we can take
99 Subaru Legacy, which by the way is like ultra gambler. There are tons of Subarus.
That's like the perfect candidate for.
Yep, it says $1,500, 2.5 DOHC, dual overhead cam. It's 5-speed manual. Yeah.
Gasket blown?
I know. I just assume it's a Subaru.
Yeah.
Sorry, Subaru
Sorry,
guys.
dude.
But you know, fix your head gasket, and then we'll talk.
See?
I'm not gonna destroy a 4Runner though, dude.
Yeah, that one's actually kind of nice.
I know, and I think this is a borrow one. If it was something that you were trying to sell, I'd be interested. But not for the gambler though. That's the thing. Like to me, it's not. This would be good off road.
That's too good.
It's too good.
Yeah, that's too good.
It can't be that good. I need something that we need to put a giant
Like a
skid plate on the
Ford
front
Escort.
so it can bounce us over obstacles. Like that's what. And this would probably just climb over those obstacles.
Yeah.
It is a 2004 manual Camry LE.
Never.
She's a practical city commuter equipped with a manual 4-cylinder, but with Blizzak MS80 tires. She's practically a rock crawler.
Look how majestic that picture is.
I know, those are
Like
good
that is
pictures.
is that they're drifting in that second one?
The block is hot. I'm not sure we can work out a price. The block is hot, dude.
What did we get ourselves
Oh man! Shout out Lil Wayne.
The block is hot.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like in 1999, Lil Wayne. It was like he had to have been like 15. He had a song called "The Block Is Hot."
I remember.
Yeah. After spending some time in the shop, just hanging out, having some laughs, and going through these submissions, I have chosen what I'm going to buy, and so I need to head down to Portland and pick it up. We're here to get the gambler car. What do you think it is? Do you think Mini Cooper? Because I didn't. But he contacted, well, someone tagged you on Instagram.
Yep, my best friend Steve Warmbier.
Yeah, and then once he started talking about a Mini Cooper with a cam and a small pulley supercharger, I was like, okay, you have my attention. So this is what we're gonna build into our gambler car. I've never messed with a Mini. I've always been curious about it. But now I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut to me going back home to Tacoma and picking up Franz, and we're gonna take a ride around the block. Hello, sir. This is an interesting way to start. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, it's just, is that just dumping out of this? No.
Careful, don't put your head too close over there.
What is that? Tell me that's not a head gasket. Something is like spraying coolant. All right, Franz, first impressions.
I love it. This is starting off great.
Oh my God.
I absolutely love it. The car really gets the theme.
I can see water spraying out of a hose or something down there. It just randomly started spraying water out of it. Well then.
Yeah, you pulled up and there's a bunch of water on the side. I figured you had the air conditioning on because condenser just dripping water.
Dude, no, I've been driving this around for a couple days, zero problems. It's been great. It's been a fun little car to drive. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I pull it to see you, I could smell something weird, but I couldn't tell what it was. I think we have a broken T or something down there. This is certainly not the first impression that I was hoping for when Franz saw this Mini Cooper. I've been driving around for 3 days, and it's been warm and it's been beautiful out, and there's been no cooling issues whatsoever until I pull up to show him, and this T just miraculously fell apart on us. Anyway, this is how it goes. It's a gambler car. I got it for dirt cheap. I'm definitely not complaining. So we're gonna baby this thing all the way back to Franz's shop. We're gonna get a good look at it and see what the problem is.
Where is it?
On this side.
Team effort.
Yeah, it's definitely still spraying out of. Oh, the thing that like blew off.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, no, the plastic T broke off.
Yep.
Yep, I can see it right there.
All right. Well,
not bad. That's okay.
Could be worse. Obviously, the plans have changed a little bit. Instead of just taking Franz on a test drive, we're going to call around. We're going to try to find a local auto parts store that has this replacement T, and then take Franz on a test drive to go get the T. Franz is going to wrap a couple of wood screws with some Teflon tape. We're going to screw them into these holes that are blowing coolant everywhere, and then we're going to hopefully take a drive and go find the part we need. So we're going to Graham.
First road trip.
First road trip. I hope we make it to Graham.
I hope we don't. It's so good.
Once I know it's not gonna cook, I will show you the beans. I'll give it full beans.
All the beans, how much, like 13 and a half?
I don't know, but it's enough. It seems. I don't even say it out loud. I'm just gonna drive.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Not terrible, right?
Not at all. God, I can't wait to throw a half shaft all the way across Oregon.
I know.
You're gonna be like, bucka, ting!
It scoots, no problem. And it just keeps going. I can't believe how high it revs. That's what's really surprising.
You're such a truck guy. Like, this is such a truck guy, so it's like, wow!
It is.
I made it to like 45 and there was more!
After a couple of safe but fun pulls coming down the road, Franz and I made our way to our local AutoZone to see if they really do stock parts for a Mini Cooper.
Alright, what's the part number?
Part number... I'm smiling. You can't tell, but I'm smiling. So I say that's a win for Mini Cooper. They stock parts at your local parts store for it.
Yeah,
that's a win, right?
Yeah. The moment of do we have it or not? It is. This is the man with the gold. Man with gold. Can you show us said gold?
That's the one.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's not it.
Is that too big?
Yeah, it's way too big. The other one's like a 5/32 on the inside.
Oh.
Remember that line's only like 3/8.
Oh, true. That line is only like 3/8. Dang it.
What's going on?
It's going on a Mini Cooper, 2006.
And you couldn't tell? Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I don't have it. I'd have to order it.
What were you saying?
How long?
Let's see.
Does any other store have it?
No, it's not something we normally carry.
Oh, not something you normally carry.
That's not a win for Mini Cooper.
Yeah, soonest I would see it is Wednesday.
So this isn't exactly a win for Mini Cooper as I originally thought, because we are going to have to wait a couple days to see the part. But on the plus side, this is only a $5 part, and it is something that they get relatively quickly. But before we head out, our parts clerk had a message for one of his friends.
I didn't mean for
Can I
that
say
to
a
rhyme.
shout out to my buddy real quick?
Yeah, say shout out.
Hey, Ezzy, your Miata's still slow.
Oh!
We'll see you in the Mini Cooper though. Yeah, you better pull up.
Yep.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back.
So we chose a car, we bought a car. We did have a problem with the car, but we got the part for the car relatively cheap. So now we're gonna go back. I'm gonna park this thing for a little while, and unfortunately I had to sit for a few weeks while I buttoned up a couple other projects. But now it's time to go over the game plan. So here's the story. I should have continued this build, I don't know. I probably could have released this video like 3 weeks ago if I just would have came out here and finished the next phase of the video, but I've been so slammed. As you see behind me, some things have been happening in the shop. I have been trying to get a bunch of extra work done to get the shop to the next phase. I'm trying to get this Land Rover Discovery to the next phase, but now I finally have a second where we can talk about this little Mini Cooper and what our build plans are for it. First things first, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be wondering, does it overheat? Is it still holding coolant? All that? Yes. I replaced that fitting, and I've been driving around for the last few weeks, and it's been completely reliable. I've had no issues at all. I've done nothing except for replace that fitting. I haven't changed the oil. I just put gas in it. That's it. So far, it has been a super fun little car to drive around. I can't believe that I've been sleeping on these Minis for so long, because this thing rips, and it is a blast to drive. Next question, why does it say Igloo? Well, Franz and I think that if you're going to be doing a build for the Gambler, you should do some kind of a theme, and this looks like a mini cooler to us, and so that's what we made. We made a mini Igloo cooler. We're thinking we're going to buy a whole bunch of cheap, like soda and whatnot, throw it in the back of this thing, and then hand it out on the trail. So it's going to be a mini cooler. I think we're going to have costumes. It should be pretty rad. Anyway, so we're going to do a mini cooler build, but I want it to look like a rally car. So this thing's going to kind of have two separate build ideas going for it. Mini cooler, but also off-road. So off-road mini cooler. Tomorrow, I'm going to get started on a roof rack for this. And so this is going to be a challenge, actually, to build a roof rack for this because of the shape of the roof. But we're going to build a roof rack out of tube. We're going to build a front bumper out of tube. We're going to lift it, tires, all that other stuff, because I want it to be halfway decent off-road, and this is an off-road channel after all. And then these are the wheels and tires we're using. This is a 235 75 R15, and it is from Milestar. It's a Milestar Patagonia ATR. And this seemed like, I looked around everywhere. This is about the only option I had for a tire this small while still maintaining some sort of an aggressive tire. Plus, I've actually got a lot of friends with Milestars, and they all seem to really like them. And this is my first time really giving them a shot. So this is going to be fun to test out this tire and see what this does to the Mini and everything else. So I decided to downsize the rim to a 15, and this rim is from a company called Koenig. Koenig sent this out to us. It's a 15 by 7 or 15 by 8, and a lot of people are going to be wondering, does it clear the brakes? And yes, it does. These come with a 17, but I wanted to have as much tire as possible because I want it to ride halfway decent off-road. I think it's going to be a challenge to make this ride halfway decent off-road, but a good start is going to be by making that sidewall as tall as possible. It's going to give us a little bit more cushion whenever we hit obstacles, like just little rocks and stuff on these dirt roads. Anyway, in order to fit this, we're going to have a lot of trimming. I mean, a ton. Those wheel well arches are tiny, and this tire is actually huge for a Mini Cooper. So we're going to have we're going to do some trimming. We're going to combine it with a lift kit. I know a lot of you guys were wondering how we were going to do all this because I've been announcing this on Instagram. So this is the recipe. Our lift kit is from a company called Journeys Off-Road, and they make lift kits for Mini Coopers. I couldn't believe it whenever I looked it up online and found it. The next thing we're going to do
is install a bunch of lights. I've got a bunch of cheap lights that I bought off Amazon. We're gonna install some fender flares to try and cover our cut marks and everything to try to make it look somewhat clean. And then a company called Vic Off-Road or VIC Off-Road, I'm not sure, sent us over some traction boards. And these tiny traction boards are gonna look so good mounted to that roof rack. It's just, I don't know, I'm just so pumped about these tiny traction boards. They look fantastic. And then on top of the roof rack, I want to make it look even more off-road by adding some off-road storage boxes. These are like some overland style storage boxes from a company called Hills Off-Road Gear. If you guys have seen the channel, you've definitely seen me talk about this brand before. They make the rooftop tent that's on my Land Rover, and these are going to look super rad mounted on the top of that roof rack. It's just going to give it that rally, that off-road, that camping feel. And I think that doing it to something like a Mini Cooper is just going to be, it's just going to be so strange, and I think it's going to be so fun to make happen.
I really hope that you guys are as excited about this project as Franz and I are, because this is something, it's a little bit off the beaten path for us. I mean, yeah, it's just building a vehicle and taking it off-road, but usually we are starting with something that's a little more capable off-road than a tiny Mini Cooper like this. So this is going to be super interesting. I'm curious to see how it holds up with some hard off-road miles and just to see how all this pans out. Anyway, for those of you that are normal viewers and you're wondering, what the heck has Nate done to the shop? I've made a bunch of changes. I'm investing a lot of money back into this place because after all, this is where I do, 90% of our videos is here in the shop. So I'm going to do a video towards the end of the month, maybe early next month, that's going to chronicle all the changes that I've made in here and why I decided to make them. And I'll give all the details of how I organized everything. A lot of you have been asking me for a shop tour since I started this channel like 2 years ago, so we're finally gonna get around to that. I just wanna I'm waiting on cabinets and some different things to finish up, and then we'll do the shop tour. So anyway, I've got a lot of work to do here, clearly. I'm gonna clear off this counter. I'm gonna start working on this roof rack right now. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel and you just happened to find us because the algorithm saw that B is for Build is doing a Mini Cooper build, and then it just recommended you to us. We do a lot of the stuff that they do over there on B is for Build, but we're way more like off-road centric. So if that's stuff that you're interested in, then make sure you stick around. Thumbs up, subscribe, all the stuff that all of us YouTubers ask you to do. If you want to help support the channel, you can go to thedirtlifestyle.com. We have t-shirts, hats, neck gaiters, all kinds of things like that. We also have a link to our Patreon account there as well. And if you don't follow me on social media, I'm @DirtLifestyleNate. We'll see you next time.